Grand Rising family, is Shay Seeking, and this is not your mama's Bible study because we know that his story lied. So, um, I don't know about you guys, but for some reason I'm feeling this kind of like I don't know, this movement expanding. I feel uh, things flowing in the right direction. We know that they have all of their scare tactics and um, all of these things that they want you to be worried about in the media. Um, I stay away from it, but I did hear a couple of things that, I'm just not even going to worry about right now because this is our time, I feel, as anybody that is a truth seeker, especially those who are Aboriginal Americans or Aborigines here from America that have been lied to about your everything. Okay? So we have to bring these people back up to speed and let them know exactly what's going on. But again, everyone has been lied to. Okay? So on this channel, we use historical and biblical text along with all types of other scriptures and tools and things in order to decipher what we're really talking about when we're talking about all of these aspects in one. Because again, for these people that have been deceived the most out of everyone, we have to regain a lot of things. And the whole thing with entertainment and all of this stuff, this was just their tools in order to keep you entertained, one. Schools and churches to be indoctrinated or to be mass manipulated. Um, again, uh, there's different opinions about this, but I feel like nature is the best teacher, and our children are sitting in desks in school for 6 to 8 hours a day. And then they spend their first 25 or maybe 30 more years, well, about 25, okay, years in some form of oh no, I'll say the whole thing, in some form of an institution, whether it is daycare or some school or some college or whatnot, okay? So again, it's time for us to take that back. The only way we can do that is from our core. Don't even worry about all the distractions and the stuff that's going on around you. The energy that we will, okay, produce mm, is more powerful than anything that they have. Okay, so let's go ahead and so we're taking things back, and I know we're not all the way into the real 2020 yet. We have a couple of months to go yet, still, but you guys are probably still thinking that it's the new year. So I feel like things are going to be expanding and moving forward. Um, you know, yeah, so we're going to go ahead and do this real quick. I'm going to go ahead and start my timer, okay, to see if we even, okay. And then we're going to go ahead and read into this century dictionary supplement, okay? And I think this one is from like 1909, if I'm not mistaken. And we're going to go ahead and read a couple of these definitions. Okay, I'm just playing around just a little bit, trying to get into the groove of things today. So we're going to go ahead and read a couple of these terms or, whatnot. And this is the first one that drew my attention here. Is it looks like, okay, it looks like a or amenil or amenil. But the one thing I'm noticing is that you can get from, om or that just that sound. Um, you know, and then I see in ill, which reminds me of Enlil for some reason. I don't know. I've never seen this term really, and the fact that it was talking about something, I said, hey, let's just go ahead and throw this one in too. So anyhow, you see, it said, I think this is a N. Now this is kind of hard to read. I think I may need glasses from staring at these screens for so long, and it's already kind of blurry. So just bear with me. You guys already know I struggle. Okay. So the organic radical something CHC5HG, derived from the Amin Lin, okay, or Amy Lynn. Okay, and then that, okay, and then right here, I noticed that. Okay, now this is one thing I noticed. I noticed that, like, for all of these other definitions in here, okay, well, okay, except for this one, okay, except for like this one right here. um I don't know how this thing is set up, how this dictionary is set up, but I noticed that some of these words are smaller right here. I don't know if whatever, maybe you guys know. Okay, again, nothing on this channel is what do you call it, gonna be looked at as a scholarly thing. What I'm doing is flowing only off of the spiritual realm. Okay, a lot of this stuff, no one had to um kind of show me or guide me, but they have helped me along the way. The thing is, I kind of feel like the way I see things, I was seeing them already, and then I went to look for answers as to why I'm seeing them, and it introduced so many different things to me. So there was no when I first started posting stuff about, the American Aborigines, there was not really anyone to link up with. I kind of just came to this conclusion, and then I found out that this could be a possibility, and then I started to search out to see if I can find other people, and this is how it happened. I think this is how it happened for so many of us. A lot of people are thinking, I've just been seeing a lot of negative stuff towards these types of movements. But that's going to happen when someone fears what you may produce from you being actually active in this so-called life or world. Okay. And we're going to be starting to activate different things that are not going to flow with this construct that we're under anymore, and we're not going to take it anymore. That doesn't mean that there's going to be an uproar. I think what it is going to be a silent war. They do silent wars by attacking us without us knowing it, and this one is going to be a silent spiritual war. And a lot of us are being pulled towards this in some kind of manner that cannot be explained. So again, for those that even think that they believe in Jesus or a God, okay, um, would he be able to do that, or would he just make us remain in this place once we now know what's going on? Because this has already been spoken in the word that this was going to have to come to pass. Okay, so again, that aspect I'm still looking at as, what are we talking about, prophecy or plan? Okay, so all right. So again, a lot of us are coming into this. We didn't choose this road, is what I'm trying to say. The road chose us, and we're just on it, trying to find our footing and find our standing and find out how to fluctuate and operate with this new uh, outlook and mind frame that we have. Okay, and a lot of us went through hell getting here. We lost a lot of people on the way in our lives. A lot of things that we thought we enjoyed at one point in time. No one's complaining, again, because a lot of us are loving the hell out of what we're doing. Okay, so let's go ahead. All right, so now it says American and then blight. Okay, so I'm like, okay, blight, I think I know what that means, but of course I like etymology. So I pull up blight, the noun, 1610, again, very close to the time when the so-called first Africans came here, supposedly. Okay, origin obscure. According to OED, I don't know who that is or what, it emerged into literary speech from the talk of gardeners and farmers. Now, gardeners, farmers, planters, seeders. Okay, so again, this goes back to the documented terms that were used for some of the first nations here, some of the first foreign groups, okay, that God placed here, okay, because you're gonna hear throughout the way I do this, we're gonna go back and forth with the historical, spiritual, and the biblical, okay, along with other extra tools that's added in, okay. So again, these videos may not be for everyone. So the gardeners, the farmers, okay, all right. So what this is talking about is the ones that are supposed to be that God placed in the east of the garden. Okay. And let's just think about where those colonies, those first colonies started. Okay. Let's just think about the East Coast for a moment here. Okay. So again, let's just wonder where the so-called capital is. Okay. So these are the first foreign some of them were indentured slaves, some of them were sent here from family lines of nobility. All types of things were going on, but they were planting themselves. Okay, they were tilling the ground. That was the army's job. Okay, and then the whole thing with the pruning it would be your presidential or your lords. Okay, because again, we have to remember that the Lord is a man of war. He is a man of war. A man of war is also a general, an officer, secretary of state. These types of entities are would be what that is considering in this form of a caste system that we're under. Okay, so it is perhaps Old English. Okay, now a friend of mine on Facebook just brought me up to the speed of things and made me start paying more attention to this Old English, Middle English, English, and then Modern English. Okay, and now I'm looking at things even just a little bit different with that, right? Um, and it says Old English is to Blake uh, a scopulous, I don't know, skin condition. Uh, this is a new word for me. Okay. And or from Norse, Old Norse to blikna, become pale. Um, let's go back to Genesis if you think you know your Bible. And let's wonder what God did. He say he want to darken up the did he seen darkness on the face of the deep, right? Okay. And he said he wanted to make it light, right? So this means that for some reason, some God wanted to bleach or make things lighter, and it was pleasant to him. Now, we have to look at the whole thing as to we didn't choose to be placed in a position of being oppressed to the third degree, stripped of our natural culture to the third degree, being moved around, lied to, manipulated, defeated, had other people come in on top of us in our, like Martin said, homeland. Okay, so again, regardless if you don't want to believe in the fact that that most of us came from America and only 250,000 in total came from Africa during the slave trade, and you want to not believe the fact that Columbus and other people wrote that they were bringing mass amounts of people from here and taking them elsewhere, okay, and you want to believe that we came here when they said that we did, you still have to admit that most American so-called Negroes, really whoever you want to be, okay, were here prior to any other foreigners, okay? Any other foreigners, any other slave races, Slavic, whatever. So you would have to just go ahead and admit that portion if that's how you even still want to think, okay? And then I'm asking you, even if you don't believe in the Bible, to look at some of the terms we're using, use etymology. I'm not saying what I'm saying. I'm using, you see the definition here. This is why it takes me so long to do my work, because I like to show you guys as we go. And I like to kind of speak it because this is the way that my mind works, right? When I'm trying to display something. Okay. So again, go back and read Genesis 1 and 2. That's all I ask. You don't have to believe in the Bible. It ain't gonna hurt you if you ain't in your feelings and if you're being non-biased and you really want to obtain information. Like it comes to the point where it's like, okay, do you want to keep your enemies closer, friends close and enemies closer, or however that thing goes? This is how you need to know. You need to now come with your new woke mind frame and then take a couple selections of these terms that I've showed you guys and shared with you guys and use those as you're reading Genesis 1 and see if you can come back from that. Okay? I cannot express that enough. I do not believe in God in that sense. I do not go to church. I grew up with all of this around me. Fine. But I've never felt comfortable there. And I've always been, since a little girl, had something inside of me saying, there's something I have for you. Oh, and there's something also for your people. Because I've always been, I don't want it if they can't have it. Okay? So there's something. And I said to myself, I remember saying, why he make us like this? Why our hair look like this? No, it have to be something. About 8, 9 years old. It have to be something special about black people. If this is what they're doing. Okay? And the thing is, we have to get back in tune with who we are, where we're from, so we can vibrate on that energy. So we can stop evading or pushing away the spiritual gifts, the real spiritual gifts that you don't get, just like the Holy Spirit that you only get in church on Sunday. It don't never happen to you in the grocery store. Like I say, it at Sunday dinner. None, it just only can happen in that. And then it says God doesn't even dwell in temples made by man's hands. So again, this is when you have to understand things about the brain. This is when you have to do your own research before you try to come for those who are doing this diligently. So again, we're not even going to go into this. Okay, let's just keep on going. But you just remember what God said that he wanted to do. And then you look at the condition of the people from over time. You use knowledge, wisdom, discernment, knowing, and other things that you've seen in your life, examples. And then you be the judge. You be the judge. Okay? Because remember, although they don't like to bring up white slavery in America, I've not seen one movie yet. Okay? They will continue to make them in order to get you to think that that is you. But no one wants to dwell on the so-called white slavery. And even if they were enslaved, are they still? Are they supposedly at one time supposed to be 3/5 of a human being? Does a full-grown, full-blood so-called white man, and I have nothing against the races, this is just how I'm showing the history. They chose to do it this way. I choose to use these terms in order to unchain the mind or the brains. Okay? So, again, did he have to, what happened to when the dolls roll when they went to go sign up? Okay? And pay $5 to become an Indian or a native. Okay? So, again, they were able to. But one drop of that blood, you can't. Okay? So, again, let's keep going. So to become pale, bleach, bleak, used in general way of agriculture. Agricultural diseases. Now, we already talked about agricultural things and how a lot of times this man or these mankind have been able to use these terms while speaking of chattel, cattle, stock, and stocks and bonds. Okay, and he's been able to use these general terms of merchandise or property to describe those people. I didn't choose this. This is what has been done. So agricultural disease. And then again, when we look at disease or disease, which it always makes me say disease. Okay. Because a lot of these things that we're putting in our bodies, a lot of these things that we are consuming mentally, subconsciously, a lot of these things that this music and all these things, it is the news giving you all this bad news. Okay. It's there to cause it dis-ease in your core. Then you vibrating off fear. And this particular God, because there's plenty in the Bible, God already said that there was other other gods himself. Okay. So one of these gods or more wants to cause dis-ease. He wants to kill, have you fear him, and all of these types of things. Take a couple of them terms and look at them in etymology and see what you come up with. Sometimes with suggestion of invisible, baleful. Now that reminds me of Baal. Okay. Influence. Okay. Hence figurative sense of anything which withers hopes or prospects or checks prosperity. Blighter, urban blight. Okay, condition of disrepair and poverty in a previously thriving part of a city, attested by 1935. Again, there were empires here in America. Blight, afflict with blight cause to wither or decay. 1660, from blight, figurative sense of exert a baleful influence on. In 1712, okay, blighter. Okay, so again, we can even look at this as the morning, and then the evening was the third day. I mean, I'm just saying, that's just something I just threw in that just kind of ran across my mind. Okay, things which blights. Okay, sense of contemptible person. Okay, and then curse, to wish evil or, okay, swear, profanity, blasphemy. Okay, okay. So, anyways, okay, and then let's see, to blow, belch forth. Oh, and then again, okay, so blast, okay, is another one, related term that's here, to breathe on or bail fully, cause to wither, blight. Okay, so again, prevent from blossoming or maturing. Again, you know, it just, even I just think of things like this. When it comes to being minors to a certain point, and then we think that we're an adult, but actually you're still a child of this landlord, or uh, God, or this governing force that's here, um, you know, controlling things and sucking you dry in all different ways. Meaning to blow up by explosion or blasting. Okay, so again, that made me kind of think about the fact of um, God blowing the breath into some of these people, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's once they were blight, okay? Or blighted or blocked. You know what I'm saying? So again, okay, let's go ahead because we're running out of time. My little 30-minute time is almost up. Okay, so see blight. So I did. Okay, American class. Now, a class of a citizen, a racial class, all these things are also in a caste system. A group of domesticated fowls, including those breeds which have originated in the United States. Again, let's go back to feathers. Let's go back to ancient Egypt, even them having and I'm about to show you some images of some so-called Indians or American Indians or people of America, okay? Primitive groups or something, okay? And then indigenous, aboriginal, whatever you want to call it, of people. And I want to show you the dress that they really had because see, they want to show you, you know, a savagery look. And I want to show you a sophisticated sophisticated uh Americana look, okay, that was also going on, and that these weren't just rags that these people were wearing and tattered like they were until everything had been stripped and taken away from them. Okay, this is why so many other people have ephemera from their family line and different things that they can share with their children of their great great greats, and we have nothing like this. This is just a thing that goes on within our community. Some will, but those might be some of the family lines that are still connected to that governing force that were brought here in order to cause confusion. Okay, and you're thinking that these people are for you, and they may be the very people that are manipulating you and entertaining you into being a certain way against your own people, along with them, other foreigners. And to me, they're all foreigners, and they're all in cahoots, and they stage coups and different things in order to, especially, deal with the spirit of the American Aborigines or so-called Black people. Although everyone is affected, but as long as you're the good kid or the mommy's favorite or the teacher's pet, it doesn't bother you until you start seeing things affecting you too. And now we're all waking up, which is fine. However it had to be done, it had to be done. Okay. And that's why on my platform, I'm dealing with anybody that's willing to be speaking truth, no matter what you look like. Okay, so this is more of a spiritual movement. Okay, because I know what race is and what it was made to do. Okay, and it's caused division, just like everything else. Even giving pride to these different nations and different islands and stuff with their flags and their colors and stuff like that is giving them a prideful spirit, and so they don't even recognize that these people are all a part of the Americas. They think that they are someone else, and that these are things they don't have to really be dealing with or deal with. Okay. um and for some reason, the people that's affected the most deserve it. For everybody that comes here can find a way to get on top of our backs and thrive off of our land while gladly stomping you in the neck. Okay? These are, okay? Okay. Okay, so American class. Again, anything that has to do with this, questionable. Okay? These are the Plymouth Rocks. Now, we talk a lot about these rocks. Okay? Now, obviously, right here, domesticated fowls, including these breeds, which have originated in the United States, not America, but the United States, which is a corporation. And they've tricked all of us into bringing ourselves back into slavery and signing up for their Social Security and their birth certificates and all these other things in their schools. You don't even know what you're signing over when you're signing your children over to go to these schools, that there's more to it than you see. Okay? So these breeds, and again, this is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about the fowl of the air, may have been swarthier nations, some of them, okay, that came here, that God told them to go into and fill the earth. The other, I can't remember which one, maybe the beast of the field was to go over, okay, the waters. And it was the job of the fowl of the air to fill the earth. And then after that, he was saying subdue. So that means, or some kind of way, change, season, manipulate. And season is adding something to it that would make somebody delightful. Okay. So a group of domesticated. So now they're domestic. Okay. Okay. Or native, possibly. Okay, fowls, including those breeds which have originated in the United States. So they had them sitting there, and then what happened? Expansion. They wanted Mississippi, Nile. I mean, you know what I'm saying. FUN to the whole ancient Egypt and America, which might be a part of this, is what I'm thinking. Okay, I ain't here to tell you what it is, what it ain't. I'm just sharing what it looked like to me. And to go into the other lands. And this is exactly what they did. Okay, so so it says Wayne I can't make this one out, it's too blurry. Wyandottes, I don't know. The Yavis or Aves, American Domin I don't know. Dominique, I don't know. I don't think it's Dominican. Um yeah, I can't see it. And Jersey Blues, okay? Excuse me. American cockroach, copper, hind wing, dagger, lapit or ipet, locust. Now, didn't he say he was going to send locusts? To consume somebody? I think that has something to do with um, when we going westward as well. Okay, with the Mormon and those kind of whatever's going on over there. Pottery, etc. See the nouns American Protective Association. See protective. Again, the person that God wanted to put here was to preside over the day, and then I can't remember exactly off the top. Wait, preside over the day, and the smaller one to preside through the night. Again, every time it comes to the night or the dark or the, He's saying to go through or in it. Okay, when it comes to the light, you're supposed to probably leave it alone. And this is where Adam and Eve made that mistake and ate that fruit of the loin, or we could say loom. Okay, so again, American. Okay, now it's saying American race in I don't know, apology maybe, the primitive race of man inhabiting in America. So a prime or a primitive okay, okay, it is closely allied to the, now it is closely allied. That means that they have made some kind of something together, possibly, to the Mongoloid race. Again, what are we talking about here? And is characterized by straight black hair. So now it's characterized by straight black hair. Strong development of the malar bones and nose. What does that mean? They got big noses? I don't know. Something with the nose. And a skin which ranges from almost white. Okay. So when it's closely allied, this is, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm thinking about the whole thing where we have Mongolian, Spanish, European. There's different mixtures here. So I'm just wondering, are these the groups that were closely allied with the Mongol? Yeah. Okay. So I'm just going to, and I only have a couple more minutes. Well, one, but we're going to just finish this one. Okay. And then I'll come back with the rest. So, and a skin which ranges from almost white to dark reddish brown in color. While the types of South and Central, okay. So we must be talking about more northern. Okay, that sounds about right then. Okay. While the types of South and Central are not are not known. I don't know if that says 6 mix fundamental types. I don't know. May be distinguished in the North America. Okay. Yeah, distinguished in North America and northern Mexico. It says 1, I'm thinking, the Arctic type. So the Eskimo maybe type, possibly. I don't know if this says abort or about. I can't really see it. I don't know. Oh no, short. Yeah, maybe it says short. With long and high head, very wide and flat face. Okay, yeah, this is who we're talking about. And narrow nose. Okay, because the Mongoloids had bigger noses. Okay, now that I'm really thinking about it. And the light and of light color. The northwestern type of modern stature with short head, wide face, broad and flat nose. Oh, and darker color. Okay, so this is number 2. Okay, wide face, broad, flat nose with darker color. Okay, so you know. Okay, so now we're talking about more, probably melanated people because they're saying that the face is wide and the nose is broad. And then 3, the Mississippi Valley type. Okay. You want to know where the real Valley of the Kings is? You better ask somebody. Tall with, hooked nose. Okay, so now here we go with this portion. Okay. And I think you guys know what kind of nose we're talking about. And of reddish color. The southeastern type, very tall, with rounded and high head, wide face, and high hooked nose. Okay, so this one has a more higher hooked nose. It doesn't go down like a. I don't even know who I'm trying to think would have those types of noses. And then the the Sonoran, I don't know, type of the moderate stature with long, rather low head, delicate face, and dark color. Okay. The Mexican type of the moderate stature with short head, moderate heavy face, and of dark color. A number of subtypes or subgroups or offsprings or grasses or fruit that was being planted in Genesis 1, the trees that were planted. You see what I'm saying? Okay. So that's what we're talking about. Okay. Those who sprung from the earth. Okay. And I believe that the dry land didn't want to comply. That's just my opinion. Okay. Um, a number of subtypes of these may be distinguished. Okay. American, I don't know, soft light, off light. I don't know. I can't see what that first one is. C soft light. I don't know. American scale in Nubis. What? I don't know. I'm not going to even try it because it's too blurry. A measure of 1/16 of an inch used for indicating the sizes of coins. Okay. So it says also Americana, Americanus, okay, American, books and papers relating to America, particularly to its early history, geography, etc. So this is why a lot of times I use a lot of these different terms like Americana and things like this when I'm doing my research. But again, I want to thank you guys for stopping by and listening. I hope you guys enjoyed the content. If so, don't forget to hit the thumbs up on the way out. And I'll be right back with part 2 because some of these definitions are going to really start speaking to you. Okay? So again, thanks a lot for watching and I'll see you guys soon. Take care.